Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne with Utze. Today with my trusty co-host Kaika from Malaysia, Kaika 87 in full. Today's matches will be Snow Island versus posij118 in qualification group 1C. It's the semi-final. A semi-final will be also played in a Q2G between RoeyCh, I don't know, and RoeyCh. And in the end, at was it 15:30 UTC? No, 14:30 UTC, right? Kithara, Lord Trooper, the lower round 2 of Q3. There are other matches running concurrently, of course, as you may well know, especially this one here. I try to avoid the main page of Carcassonne.gg to not spoil anyone watching only this stream and myself as well, because I'd like to catch a Lexi stream later, maybe even tomorrow when I got the time. So we'll focus on our games. And so let's check for Snow Island. So was able to beat James 81 in the first round, and posij dispatched Papita Chaucha. Today these two meet, and my favorite would be posij because I think he is in better shape than Snow Island. What's your take, Kaika?
I think I would perhaps favor posij. Is that how you pronounce his name? Posij?
It's definitely okay. It's like Jay in journalist.
Posij, okay. I think I would prefer, I would favor posij in this matchup, but we'll see what happens here because Snow Island is a pretty established player as well.
Yeah, they are definitely a master, although I think quite a while removed from being in the 700s. I think I had looked at their rating evolution a while ago. Oh no, it's not that far. This was this year, so they reached the master threshold maybe 3 years ago, but definitely this year. So we'll see, and they have already started the game a minute ago, so let's go there. 3 tiles we didn't catch, but I think we didn't miss anything. posij started with the city. Snow Island attacked it, of course, and then the 6-point loop road threat here by the blue meeples. So
There might be a, oh no, okay, nothing. Because I was saying like, why is posij still deciding to place a meeple or something on your screen? But never mind, it's working now. Yeah.
okay, there might be some lag. That could be true. Still need to test a few things here. Yeah, looks like it's working. Okay, so chat should be set up as well, and only one thing left.
So a splitter tile here from posij, attempting to perhaps 2v1 that valuable city at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see if Snow Island goes here or there. And that definitely would be my preference. You don't want to force a quadruple city situation in the beginning of a game if you can avoid it. And this way, though, blue could still re-attack the city if given piece that would work. For now, this restriction here is pretty nice, taking away many road ends from blue, also eliminating more or less the chance to build a loop road here. I mean, it's still present, but way more complicated than using road tiles. Here we go. Blue crawls, tries to attack the city again, would so with Dorito or might not. We'll see if he prefers to protect the city on the top side first or goes straight for the jugular, and he does. And Snow Island quite likely will re-attack.
I think posij, he might be considering. I mean, you brought up two scenarios just now whereby he could secure the city first before attempting to attack. But I
Yep.
think the idea here is that there is another platform as well to re-attack, I guess, if necessary. But at this point, I think it might be a bit risky going 3 meeples to this city, which already most probably need 2 triple city tiles.
Yeah. I think in this case, I'd rather wait for yellow to connect and then might re-attack. The problem here is that 3 cows are gone, so the square could be limited to a 50-50 rather easily, as you'd have 2 options, so adding a city part over here or a field part. Road, of course, would still give 3 options because all horses are still in the deck. So it's not easy, but it's the biggest feature. There's huge upside, so I would expect both players to re-attack the city. Although Blue sure plays defense with this monastery, giving himself the chance to block or restrict the square if needed. Right now, I would expect this one just to be safe. And then there's no attack left, at least no easy attack. And you don't have to worry about this city. At least in the near future, you won't. Limitation over here. 1 dagger is already gone, so 2 left for blue. While yellow's road, of course, is way healthier. So in the early going, slight advantage for yellow.
Yeah, but now the upper part of the most probably rune is still, I mean, it's quite a valuable rune to be taken should it be needed by any one of the 2 players. We already have
Yeah,
8 points up there.
it's 8 points, sure, but attacking options are few and far
Very
between,
limited.
or rather
Yes.
good attacking options. I mean, something with a splitter, or maybe even could go for something like this, but 2 or rather 3 tiles for 8 points doesn't strike me as very effective use of pieces, so I would consider this unlikely to happen.
I hear your the sound of what exasperation, you know, from your voices now when you're trying to consider a very unlikely attempt to reinvade and try to take over that 8-point rune, you know. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is indeed very unlikely that anyone is going to attempt anything of that sort.
Yeah.
for the time being. Yeah.
That here is a really useful tile for blue. So even if yellow, for example, would take a curve to kill the square, blue might still have a chance to continue their road. And in this case, with these two curves, would expand it to 9 points. And that more or less is the threshold where one meeple is a good investment. The downside here in this game, though, is if you fight this uphill battle with one meeple less than your opponent and already at max 4 meeples to use, this would become a problem in the long run. So blue, of course, saves the square. Again, 2 daggers still left, and the only thing he needs to do is connect these now. Of course, draws perfectly, and now the advantage is definitely in blue's court here. Plus 12 on the virtual scoreboard, but yellow could very well play against blue city / monastery there. And also, yellow is creating a field here by adding a cap there. And they are the side with more meeples or more flexible invested meeples. So I think they should be decided to take this field rather soon before blue, for example, does so while city building or closing their road. And I would expect blue to jump on this chance.
Oh,
For now,
very patient with
yep,
this move.
definitely. It's a better move than using it for 1 point on your road. Gives chances to restrict at least one of yellow cities, and therefore the upside of this crossroad is way better than just liberating a road meeple and meepling the field here. Snow
I would
Island.
assume, yeah, I would
Yeah, go.
assume that the intention to close the road on the left is more to take out one of the monastery spots, because I was wondering perhaps another move is to go on the right to prevent to basically kill off an invasion of the top right room. But yeah, I guess it's just to take out monastery spot for the time being.
Yeah, you're right. Or quite likely right, but the block or restriction from this side is way better than from
Yes.
the right side due to
Yes.
dagger asymmetry. We've already have 2 right-handed daggers gone, so there's only 1 left for yellow now. And I think that was the main reason for blue to take the left instead of the right option.
Yeah, yeah. I would say, yeah, now that I think about it, with the 2 daggers, it would have been a better option to attack from there.
Yeah. Although Monastery Square maybe slightly, I mean, it plays against regular monasteries, but a regular monastery in this configuration is a bit iffy, especially if you have a city up top. And therefore, I don't think that was only a small part of blue's decision here, I think. So yellow took the field, tried to restrict blue's road. It didn't happen. Yellow closed it, takes this city, gets a juicy extender, might not close it, and meeple the farm even. In an ideal world, they'd get another monastery and would be able to connect to the main field via the monastery or while liberating the monks. This here is problematic.
Yeah, problematic for sure.
But it works.
There's the splitter available, so there's a save there for yellow.
Yeah, but an interesting choice by blue to go
Yeah.
for this move instead of this one, even though there was still one dagger there. And therefore yellow jumped on the chance to kill blue. So this here, there would still have been a 50-50 to close the city if yellow had restricted it from the right side.
He's trying to save the monastery and basically just letting all the 2 meeples go, right?
Yeah, but
I mean, there's a likelihood that he can still protect the city before it gets blocked. So, because if you were to place it on the natural spot, which is on the right of the city, a dagger block might force you into a 50-50, whereby you regain none of those 2 meeples.
That's right. This here is clearly prioritizing safety of the monastery, because you'd like to build a cluster there. And I mean, it's 2 meeples in hand, as the one on the left city was still there. I think he could have opted to try and save the city as well. More or less the same tiles that were able to kill this square would have been able to block this square. With one notable exception, these 2 daggers, which were drawn by the players here, wouldn't threaten this square. And at least you would have gotten a 50-50 and not a kill. So let's see. Upside though is this city doesn't make it into yellow's field for now. There might still be an option this way though. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a tricky decision by blue. Yellow adds an insurance farmer. Not sure that's the way to go. Blue quite likely will connect, because this move here also puts them on a clear fieldless win path, hoping to draw monasteries. I mean, let's see how this works out.
A pretty tough game to call at this point. I mean, I would most probably favor blue in this position, but I think it will be very likely depending on how soon blue is going to get the monasteries. Yeah, and that's one of it.
Yeah, and that's a rather annoying problem for blue, as yellow could limit their monastery square to a 50-50 with many road pieces. But posij gets one monastery, and there is the natural move. There would also be this one.
Yeah.
But with 2 starting tiles still left, I think the risk of getting restricted, for example, with the cow in yellow's hand, is one you could take. Considering, whoa, interesting idea. Over here, over there. And if it doesn't work, well, running away with a 12-point city is fine, of course. Also a nice setup of the 5-point road here, which will be taken with this configuration, maybe not even by blue. I mean, might prefer to create another monastery spot there, or be able to liberate 2 curves. Yeah.
I was
Okay.
thinking whether it would have been a better idea just to take away the monastery spots at the bottom with the triple city. But then it's
Yeah.
like what you said, there's no guarantee that it would be blocking anything. It's just taking away the spots only.
Yeah, I mean, it's adding 2 points to blue for sure. It
Yeah, that too.
takes away the option to add a monastery there. But with, I think, 4 tiles left here and the mentioned 2 starting tiles, chances of completing both aren't bad at all. The
Yeah.
problem would be defending both squares if yellow plays something over here. But what these monasteries should accomplish, they already did. It's scoring points. We are at 15 points already, and yeah, getting them liberated would surely be nice. Now we only have 3 straights and 1 monastery and 1 vanilla left for the right square. So we'll see if this
Posij also
works
played
out.
a very he played quite safely by not even meepling the monastery, knowing that
Yeah.
double edge attack would be possible on both monastery, which will get his third meeple stuck. But now in this position, he can choose to meeple another monastery should he gets the final one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And at 2 meeples, I'm pretty sure he would. Okay, takes away the better options for yellow to attack up top. Still present like this, but it would only be a 50-50. And not anymore, as posij draws the last road Dorito. Liberated the left monk, so 3 meeples in hand. Fields are unified, but even though blue is still ahead, so what yellow definitely needs is a straight here to score 6 points and get the second meeple back. And anything for this city would be nice, but of course, blue reduces the chances of this being completed. There is now only more or less 1 option available, and that's drawing splitter and vanilla. But any order would be obstructed by blue for sure. Here we are, final monastery, 7 more points. Meanwhile, yellow scored 3 for this road. Also, yellow took away an option to attack the field. I'm not really sure why. Don't think blue would play against the field. At least didn't show any indication to do so. This here though sets up a possible 6-point road for anyone to grab, although there's only 1 curvy left. So even in blue's favor, as yellow would likely add the dagger somewhere on their field. And with 6 caps out of 8 tiles remaining, posij has to find a way to limit yellow's field to at least try and take away open green squares. And if yellow would like to add city caps to their field, of course, blue would prefer these squares here. So I would expect a block somewhere in these areas, or rather a restriction. So I think I would prefer this one. But
It seems pretty clear that the win scenario for yellow right now is just to continue to build on their fields, and
Yeah,
it should be a pretty comfortable for them. And posij, like what you say, really have to react to limit the
yeah.
field.
But he has or had another city option on the left side. He could go for a 50-50 with or without the meeple. In this case, when the score is so tight, I'd rather leave this cap empty. Might even be, no, this way is worse. Then you would give your opponent this chance or setups like these. So definitely this option. But that's also, it's really critical. I mean, if they draw this one here, wow, yeah, that's better. That's better. There's only one piece left to force you into the road, and even then there would still be the starting tile left to threaten city completion anyway. And with this twin cap here, which would have been ideal for blue, like this, adding a farmer there, closing another city, scoring a healthy 10 points with 3 moves, or 11 rather.
A bit of an awkward tile here for yellow, because I think that he would have preferred some other city caps to complete that city.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still a vanilla left. There is a dagger left. I think they have to go for it. The problem is they only have the one meeple in hand, so it's either meepling a field or meepling the cap. Not ideal.
The interruption would be there though. Let's say with a triple city, yeah, he goes for it, or the rose tile.
So they leave it empty, and
so posij can take 2 points and interrupt the city entirely.
Does he have to? Or does he take away the 4 points from this one, which I think he won't take the 4 points from the city, as that would give yellow clear chances to take the city and the road, the field, and therefore he goes for 2 points and the kill. And this then yellow scores 2. Highest scoring move would be the 6 points on the right side, and posij will outscore them.
Yeah.
Taking this one or this one plus a farmer, which is better. Either you get the 4 points here or 6 points on the right side. And the 6 points will fall to blue. Yeah. A classic asymmetry here. Field versus monasteries and other scoring options. I mean, blue were a bit lucky in the beginning. This road plus the added 6 points from the city, when it looked like the road might be kept at 3 points, in the end you get away with 16, plus your meeple back. Yeah, worked out for them very, very well by drawing the starting tile when it mattered, a curve, and even the dagger was there on time. If this hadn't happened, blue clearly would have lost this game. I mean, with the meeple down, 2 meeples per side stuck in this ruin here, I think yellow would have a rather easy win on their hands, but didn't work out for them. So posij.
I'm still wondering whether the yellow's move of putting the kowtow on the top city instead of interrupting the monasteries
Yeah.
actually contributed to this scenario? Because he could have actually closed the city on top rather easily and
Yeah.
get back a meeple, and then maybe. But then does he need the meeple given that he's already having majority on the field? So he can definitely meeple something else.
Well,
And
a meeple definitely, I mean, almost never hurts.
yep.
Okay, if you have 4 meeples left on your last turn, it's sucks, but
that hurts,
it is
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
It's in most cases a good problem to have one more meeple to spare. So I might have gone for this here, just for the upside of possibly killing the square and 2 of blues meeples, plus taking away the monastery options. I think when he got the cow, this one wasn't placed yet. So yeah.
I think the more important one is just to take away the Mona spots to prevent any further stacking. So I think that would have been the more important role of that triple city there.
Yep. So second game is running. Few tiles played. Both started with roads on the right side. Then Snow Island took a city. Posij followed suit. And then both started new cities. And this year we saw it live just a few seconds ago. Interesting beginning. I hope they will play more in a horizontal direction, else the tiles will get small pretty soon. Not a big fan of vertical maps. I mean, it wouldn't matter for me. I could even tilt my monitor, but it doesn't work on stream, I guess.
Restrictions.
Yeah. So slightly harassing the road here, maybe. Like this. This here would also be a consideration. Taking away these road parts from yellow, also creating an option against the city. But the city in itself, with the road sticking to the right, is a problem, or might create a problem once completed.
Early farmer there from Passage, but the field itself is getting restricted, so there are still ways to expand on it.
Yeah, it's not yet a problem. A curve here could, of course, create a big problem for blue. But this year quite likely forced yellow to use this position, else they might have even gone for this one. Yes, would give an option against their city, but security of the monastery would have been way better than it is now. These are right-handed daggers, so no problem for the monastery yet, as all 3 of the left-handed ones are still out there.
But you would not want to drop city caps onto your opponent's field.
Yeah.
What does that do?
Straight
attempt to block?
Yeah, it's definitely an attempt to block. It's definitely volatile. The biggest problem for blue would have been a crossroad in yellow's hands now, and that more or less would have been the only problem, because a curve to save yellow's day here wouldn't be, but yellow could have even opted to play a straight create a sinister hamster, but then blue gets this option to expand their field. For now, he tries to play against both yellow meeples, and if he manages to kill these squares, he even could live with a 6-point farmer in the middle. That would be a small win, but definitely a win. So he supplies the road and indirectly, didn't work out, but kills the square. Now needs to take care, of course, to draw a crossroad. Else this equation favors yellow.
Would you agree with yellow's decision to not attempt to try to save the monastery?
With this straight here.
And also not attempting to save the road.
The straight is tricky. It blows open the field. But the question is, what do you perceive to be your winning route here? And if it's keeping a closed game, so more blocking, keeping fields small, trying to reduce the usable meeple numbers rather early, then I think the straight is a way. But in this case, this wouldn't be my style. I would have rather protected the monastery, and quite likely I would have protected the road as well, especially as this would create a larger road. It's not easy to block with blue city here. And in the end, take a lead on hard points, buy this road with this monastery, and later on have all the meeples I need to converge on blue's field. And then blue has to win the field because yellow would have the lead here on, again, hard points. So points that can't be taken away or can't be taken away easily. Prime example, monasteries, they score what they score. Your opponent can only limit this. They can't take these points away from you. But if you really want to limit the field, I understand yellow's moves. They just didn't work great. There are still options for blue's field to be expanded. So blue could blow the field wide open. But does he like to? I mean, he killed yellow's city up top. There's no dagger left. He's going to do the same with this square. Even if yellow tries to defend now by scoring 4 minus 1 point, the next kill would be incoming from the top. And therefore, they don't even try anything here. They just go on the counter attack. Yeah, looks like a no-brainer to me. Yep. Next kill. And now the meeple advantage should be rather blues in the long run. Also, yellow doesn't play against blue's road, or didn't play against blue's road. Now they get a crossroad, and doesn't look good for yellow here. Really doesn't look good. I mean, they still have a lead of 7 points. Yeah, 7 points.
I just realized I was muted.
Okay. Sorry.
No, because it was a bit noisy outside, so I muted my microphone, and I was speaking. I don't know how long I was speaking without it going through. But I was about to say that it seems like because yellow did not follow up on blue's road, then the whole setup is like redundant. You know, he could have actually saved the either one. You know, like at that point the monastery, and then after that even the roads. But now the monastery is stuck, the city on top is stuck, the city at the bottom left is stuck. So, and yeah.
Oh, by the way,
yeah,
we could also visualize this another way. Where is it?
I think at this point you have so many functions to your
Yeah, exactly.
you just don't know where things are at this point.
Yeah, you're right. So I don't have to click a lot, but I still find the red background a bit too distracting. So I'd rather use the bland gray interface.
You can try to reduce the opacity if it's too distracting, right?
Yeah, I did. That's actually red with 0.3 opacity, and it was reduced to 0.1, but then looked more gray than red, and tinkered a bit, and still not happy. And I'm not even sure it's necessary. I mean, when you follow a game, you know, okay, this is that, this is that, this is that, and at least in these two cases, it's easy to see anyway. Over here, this would more or less only add info to those who would tune in later, because it would be easy to see which features are still alive and which aren't. And yeah, your assessment is spot on, and more or less what I said as well. If you go for this gambit, so to speak, then you have to take care to kill blue's road, or at least restrict it to a 50-50, and you have to prevent blue's field on the left side from expanding. It hasn't happened yet, but it might later on, depending on what happens here and if it's even of use for blue to expand the field. I mean, could have with this monastery, but actually I like the monastery. It's just great. I mean, it's winning a mini battle in a situation where you have the meeple majority already, and it's just great. Just kill more meeples, one apiece, works in the favor of the party with more meeples, and that's a clear win path for blue here. And by now, they've taken over the lead on the virtual scoreboard. There's one elephant in the room. That's the splitter. But there's only one rotary remaining, so chances for yellow to get both in the right order are rather minuscule. So that's not a big threat. More threatening could be something like this, and connecting the big city tile, but then you need the rotary as well. And also, this here could be killed like this instantly. So even at the cost of giving this ruin away, blue might employ such a move. When he's wide awake, and sure looks like Pavel is wide awake now. He's capable on playing on a very high level. So I don't like this farmer at all.
I was about to say that it might be necessary for yellow to reinvade the field.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering whether it was like blue should drop a insurance farmer and then maybe join both fields together and work with that. Because I think if yellow managed to tie the field, then that's a way for them to win the game at this point.
I don't think so. I mean, I totally neglected that the starting tile added this city into blue's field. So it's worth 9 points. And just tying the field here for yellow would only net them 6 points. They have 3, blue has 9, difference is 6. And that just isn't enough. And even if they'd win the field, blue would have the meeple majority. But here we go. Fireworks from yellow. So
it is definitely desperation with 22 tiles. Now this is where your probability counter comes into play, I guess. 22 tiles, 1 tile left. So what's the probability?
22 tiles and getting both these without interference from your opponent. Well, that's a tad too much for the counter, but getting 2 would be...
It's a very, very small probability, I would say.
Nah, not really. It's roughly 24%. But
there would be a follow-up.
The problem is there are so many blocking options, just not with the horse.
So I would anticipate that posij definitely, or would he try to outscore it with the possibility of the monasteries, because there are still 3 monasteries left in the game? Or does he attempt to block first and see where that leads to?
I don't see why he shouldn't attempt to block. The question is orientation in this case. And side, of course, due to the dagger asymmetry. I mean,
so from the
if you block it, you've won. And therefore, why not try? I think this here should be the option, because then you would be able to use the daggers to block. And in this way, your opponent would be able to use the daggers to protect. So to me, this looks like a misstep by blue. In this permutation, it didn't matter one bit. Yeah, and then it's down to blue scoring points and deciding whether or when to meeple this farm. The good news is yellow won't get any meeple back, so blue could just wait or should just wait. And if yellow happens to draw this one, you just take the 6-point field as compensation afterwards. And for now, all pieces would allow blue to take this farm, and I think that's what yellow should play against. They don't. They try to go for the monasteries. Doesn't work out. Though they now have at least a 50-50 block against the bottom monastery plus taking away the monastery square, which seems to be a good use, even though you'd risk your opponent drawing the 50-50 and then scoring even more points. And he goes for the indirect approach, which with 2 extenders doesn't really work. And to me, at 11 points down, I don't know. Looks a bit timid. Although the 1 point could be the difference. But I would have liked the restriction more. Yeah, about the muting, the problem is I have you on my second screen, even though right next to the first one, but it's only visible in the corner of my eye, so I didn't notice you speaking there.
No, I was not speaking this past. I mean, for the past minute or so, I was not speaking.
Yeah, I know, but before, when you had yourself on mute. Okay, so blue takes this insurance field for now.
Takes
Yellow
away the monastery
prevents
spots.
this
Because there
connection
was
here.
yeah, there was a way to use the road mona, I guess, and then put another farmer down to, and maybe like a curve road to reinvade the entire field.
Yeah.
But things look pretty good for blue at this point.
Yep, they are or have outscored even the closed city by now, so
They
it
have also
doesn't matter.
contingency, whereby even if, let's say, yellow gets the road Dorito, a field invasion is still possible.
Yep.
And they also have the choice of actually, maybe not. I was about to say maybe potentially getting back another monastery, but not really. So the monastery,
Blue could
maybe
still.
5 points, 6 points from the monastery.
This here would work for blue.
Yeah, true. I missed out
They
on that
might
part.
secure their option to still attack the field if the road Dorito happens, and they do. And that's also an option yellow would have had with the cow to kill this connection. But to me, this looks like a blue win, no matter what happens in the end. There aren't enough tiles left for yellow to productively use their 2 meeples, unless they get them now. And they don't. Yeah, he takes the monastery for 6. And the road Dorito hits on the last turn, which is too late.
Yeah. So that's it then. Blue running away with this, more or less.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
think it's
and
just basically a snowball, right? From this, the few starting, a few tiles placement on the start, which just seems to snowball into a worse and worse scenario for yellow.
yep. Yeah, the gambit didn't work for them. Trying to win this mini battle in the end got them nowhere. Both meeples stuck. Blue's farmer is half of their majority on the main field, which is in blue's possession. So yeah, it snowballed from there. Yep, I have to concur. Nice games nonetheless. Yeah, and Pussy was surprised as we were about non-defense on monastery and road. I mean, the monastery I understand a tad better than the road, actually. Even though I still think why not defend there? And if you get the curve, just take the 5-point road. Close your city sometime, and it really doesn't matter, and you live to fight another day.
There was also
Whereas
an opportunity for, I think, yellow to also secure one of the top ruin, but I don't think they did so. The one which is also stuck to the dagger. I don't quite remember. Yes.
you're talking about this ruin up top?
No. The yellow one, the one beneath it. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, well, we still have a few minutes, so let's check.
Did they get
50 is way too far in the game. So here we are. This should be the first critical situation where yellow decided 2 crossroads gone. It's rather unlikely to kill this. Yes, you might delay it 2 or 3 moves on average, but no, I still
think it'll be too slow. Yeah, like I think what Alexi would say is something like just too slow to attempt something like that. Too many moves going through there.
Exactly. I mean, it would be okay to use the vanilla here, start a new city, and then as side effect, drop a road piece you wouldn't use anywhere else there. But in a case where you already would love to get your hands on curves, and this is already the 4th straight, it's unlikely anyway to do more than you just did against these roads, and therefore I think this is a strategic mistake going for this limitation instead of saving your monastery, or for that matter creating the volatility here on for your road, because either you hit the monastery or at least you get this meeple back plus 1 point. Okay, but we wanted to check for the city. Also this
maybe to the left would have been better.
Yeah, in the beginning of the game, I definitely don't mind moves like this. When all 3 daggers are still present, it's okay and works 80-90%, maybe even more of the time. But when 2 daggers are already gone, 2. The third one is in blue's hand, which is unlucky, but it happens. And even if it were restricted to the 1 remaining dagger and not immediately killed, it's still annoying. It still delays a lot or for a long time, and I'm not sure it's necessary in this case. I mean, you have the meeples, okay, so losing another one isn't a huge issue, but the term you used, snowball, is perfectly for this situation here. It snowballs into a bigger problem when you create small problems for yourself. And this can sometimes move pretty fast, this snowball. And this here was one of these cases.
Because he could have also rescued the road over there, right, with the road, the retail, but he chose not to. So
Yep. Like this here. Yeah, hi Pavel. Collision? You mean?
I understand that it's a high value tile, so it's a shielded tile. So maybe he does not want to just leave it for blue to take, right?
Put a meeple there. Why not? I mean,
That
Two
would be
daggers
cool.
are the other variety, so there are still a lot of caps for this one. Why not? The timing collision between this game and Nalaheim Rabbit Rain, Pavel is talking about. Yeah, it is what it is. I prefer to watch Alexis and Otto streams after the fact anyway, on 2.5 or 3 times the normal speed. This just fits better into my schedule than frankly
I'm checking the
sitting
results
here.
right now. I won't spoil it for you. You can check it out
Thank
later.
you. Don't spoil it for me. I will watch this either tonight or tomorrow. I don't know when it will fit. Have to play a tournament today. So it's 59. Therefore, we move to our next order of business, which is the Q2 Group G semi-final between RoeyCh, Shalupski or something along these lines, versus Helge H from Sweden. They should start momentarily, but I think we should still have a chance to look for these two. Need to remove Snow Islands filter. Here we are, Rory from Israel. I think he won the international qualifier for the world, or to the World Championship, the online qualifier, that is, for folks when the National Association doesn't organize a qualification tournament 2 years in a row, last year and this year. So should be worth his salt. But Helge is a tough master from Sweden, and for me, definitely the favorite today.
Helge has not joined the tournament yet.
Come
Only
again, you
Rory
were
signed up. Helge has not joined the tournament which was set up yet.
Oh,
I'm not sure what is going on there, but it's only
that
Rory on the
would
tournament page.
be annoying. Else then they would have to reschedule, but he is present at least.
She's online.
Okay, then it looks like Helge just set up the slow speed game and Rory has joined a created tournament. And for now, for this qualification, after the rules update, the slow regular game should take precedence over the 50-minute tournament. But we'll see. At least I hope they come to terms rather quickly. Although I think we have 90 minutes until Kithara starts, right? Yeah, 40:30 UTC, and looks like, well, it's gone. Where is he now? Here we go.
Yeah, they started.
They have started now, and my tool picked up on it as well. That's fine.
So are you familiar with Roey? Roey, is that how you pronounce his name? Roey.
I think it's literally meaning shepherd in Hebrew, but usually spelled with 2 E, and then it would be Roey. And I think his version is pronounced like Joey from Fans. So Roy,
Roy.
at least would be my guess. And I try to not use M's anymore. Focus.
Roy.
And no, I'm definitely not familiar with them. There's an M again. I think I saw them playing some match sometime, but it's only a distant memory. And even if it were last week, I tend to forget games and matches pretty fast, except for maybe a few iconic moves or scenes. But
I just remember he actually played my teammate for the first round of the qualifiers. RoeyCh.
okay,
Yeah.
then you might have watched them.
I watched the match. I would say definitely a player who knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But I would say as well that after reviewing the replays, I think that the score should have been a lot closer than it is. Because I think my teammate might have missed out on a winning sequence of plays, or maybe
Yeah.
just a winning move, basically. So yeah, so the scores definitely could have been closer in the matchup. But we'll get to know more about RoeyCh in this game right now. Yeah.
Yeah, for now it looks totally okay. Got a few points, stacks monasteries, attacks his opponent's biggest feature. Can't fault them for anything here. And I definitely hope they continue on this path. I mean, the prediction that would make the most sense would be a clear cut to 0 in Helge's favor, of course. I mean, he's an established master. He has the capabilities to play fast if needed, created the series of blitz tournaments with 5 minutes per player thinking time. And you don't need 5 minutes to play a game of Carcassonne, of course. Might not work out as best as it could, for most folks at least. Interesting way. The problem of not closing the city now is, even if you get a cap to liberate this, then you would create an option to attack your city. So I might have even preferred to close it now. And if yellow then tries to block your city, so threatens it, you could immediately defend, and there are still 3 daggers and 2 starting tiles left. Blue opts for the indirect defense. And this here has the upside of leaving the city open in the case of this square being killed by yellow drawing both daggers, which would be a good option for yellow to restrict these 2 blue meeples versus one of them. So here we are. Blue closes their city. Yellow immediately takes 3 points, and this city won't get closed soon.
Yeah,
Might
I think I'll
even
prefer
killed.
I prefer what you have mentioned again, just to close the city. I
Yeah.
think Helge is trying to save both meeples, but I
Yeah.
think given that you have one city which it's what, more than 50% to close at this point, so maybe just
Yeah.
focus on that. Because if
Yeah.
there is also another like very, very unlikely scenario whereby RoeyCh gets a quadruple city, and that would complicate things even more for
Yeah.
both of Helge's meeples.
Yeah. If he gets the quadruple one and these 2 squares weren't filled, it would be a big problem here. And I think the threat of this one here with 2 daggers and 4 cows is enormous. It's roughly 65%. So I definitely would go for that, especially against a player where I'm not sure where the game would lead. So will he go for a field? Does he go for more monasteries? I mean, sure, he would if he happens, but I'd have the option to create this clear path for me. And it's not just closing the city, it would also mean taking quite likely a 9-point field if the opponent doesn't take the 3-point field beforehand. So definitely would have gone for closing the city. And the chances for the smaller one weren't bad at all, even with limitations. The worst limitation would have been this one here, actually. In that case, okay, it would have been worse than a 50-50 because there were several options to kill it immediately if blue weren't able to defend like this. But still, that might be just the price to pay for closing a 26-point city. Wow. About that. 26 is actually exaggerated, right? It would be rather 20, maybe 22, but still, upside of this field, I would have liked it. So long story short, the game is roughly tied.
There actually wasn't even like an attacking platform yet. Let's say if he was to close the city with the vanilla cap, and even if RoeyCh decides to force the bottom city into a triple city, there's actually no. I mean, you can defend against it, I guess. So at least, I mean, it's not 100% block for the time being, so you can still rescue that out, and it would be using a different triple city tile. Granted that but then like at this point, all the triple city, the horse tiles are already out. So
yeah, I mean, even if your city here gets killed, yellow would need to invest 2 pieces, and at least one of them would be a city piece, which they quite likely could have used more profitably somewhere else, or at least in points terms more profitably. Killing a meeple of your opponent at 1 point in the early game most likely is very profitable, or in most cases should be very profitable. But we'd see. I mean, this thing is still alive. Helge could... No, sorry, it's not. It's in limbo. It's in limbo. If he decides to close the road, it's still alive. If he doesn't, it's dead. It's Schrödinger's, or I'm German, I can say Schrödinger. It's Schrödinger's city. For those English-speaking folks, Schrödinger's city. Yeah, and he goes for it. Why not? I mean, even if yellow might need to invest something over here to kill it once and for all, that would be value lost for yellow. But for now, quite likely he'll extend this city as there's only 1 cap left to close it, and takes the 6-point field. Yeah, yellow immediately takes away city caps to close it, but there are still 2 splitters left. And therefore, this kill here makes sense. Looks to me, the splitter seems to be all blue needs. Then it's only defending the field against a yellow takeover. Else he should be able to bring this home.
Slightly interrupted by my teammates' game. I'm also checking it off screen right now. Okay, back to this.
So yellow connected up top. The chance
Preventing a splitter move. Yeah.
of splitting there is gone. This city is dead. Unlikely to be taken, to be attacked again. And now it gets very interesting. Let's see. Will Helge restrict this one? Will he, I don't know, try some farming moves somewhere? Goes for the restriction, which is the rather conventional choice. And now he will go for the kill here. Pretty sure about it. It's the last crossroad. Easy to see, even when all three are stacked. And now then, ooh, this one hurts. This one hurts. The last cap to close that city, it hits more or less immediately after the obstruction and gives yellow a meeple back. Their second one in hand, adds 3 points to their score, 3 points to both cities each. So a 9-point move plus all the points your meeple will accrue later on. This might be game decisive. They are at plus 20 on the virtual scoreboard. And the best blue could do with 2 moves would be to take to tie the 9-point field by yellow.
Yeah.
This here would work, but it's I mean, it's a good attack, not easy to restrict or restrict in a meaningful way. Wow.
50-50? No,
now it's a
0%.
50-50. I mean,
Now it's 50-50. Yeah.
But it isn't a 50-50. There are still 3 curves to kill the square immediately. So you had 2 chances to connect to this ruin, which arguably would be great. But there were 3 chances for your opponent to kill the square and leave this one for dead at 1 point. And therefore, this trade is the best news yellow could have hoped for, except for the horse to connect, which, by the way, would also give back options to re-attack, and there's also still a splitter out there to re-attack if necessary. But this trade would force blue to use a curve here or there. Can't put it in both places at once, but doesn't matter. This is that the next curve by yellow would go here if it's still necessary, and it isn't, as yellow got their hands, blue, excuse me, got their hands on the last connection square here. So this one is dead now. Blue.
Would it be like, I mean, like, would it be better if, let's say, blue was to use the vanilla city cap, which you use on the bottom right, to defend the field invasion platform, and then maybe hope for a road monastery to get 9 points and then invade also the field of yellow? That sequence? No, it was a curve. It was already like bottom indirect defense, and then after that, if you get, if you get like, road
like
mono,
this, right? The straight was already there when you got the vanilla, right? Yeah, in the lock. It is straight and then vanilla. So you could defend like this. There is the problem
the curve road there.
of this cap on yellow's field, which would be annoying.
I mean that you put it one tile lower.
Lower.
The
Oh,
vanilla,
so an
yeah.
indirect defense to prevent
Indirect
the kill.
defense.
I
Yes.
got you.
And then if you get a curve, you can maybe
Yeah.
gamble a bit.
Yeah.
Because actually you gamble, like you can bank on yellow not getting the triple city, right? And then you just go for the road Mona move, which nets you
Yep.
18 points. No, yeah, 18 points, right? And meeple back immediately after.
Yeah. If you would gamble like this, then yeah, I guess drawing the curve would just connect.
But yellow can still double down on the field if he wants to.
Yep. Yellow could add a second farmer to preempt the road monastery connection. I just think this move by yellow at plus 20, not sure it was necessary. I mean, even if blue connects to the field and gets the road monastery, both their meeples would be stuck, at least for a few moves there. Farmer, of course, until the end of the game. And you'd still have 2, 3, 4 points plus the 2 meeples. So unless blue closes their city on the right side somehow, I don't really see any path for blue here if yellow doesn't mess up. But this accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. They prevented this here from being closed, also killed this, and in the end, they won this. And to me, it's just down to drawing this one. This rose last remaining cap to liberate the city there, adding 9 points, getting the meeple back. And at this point in time, I think there was only one road to Rito left, which could have been used there if they don't get the rose. So the good news is, though, the huge favorite here is down by 1 game. And we'll see. This might end in a decider or in an upset. And let's check if Helge will be able to mount a comeback or not. Once they start the second game, that is. Here we go. Yeah. Almost as annoying as a monastery discard in the early going. Just slightly better.
Would it hold on. Helga is the first player. Would it be better just to put it on the right hand side? Because you still have the chance to actually get a 3-point road, right? If let's say a rose tile comes out. Or would it be
Opening
different?
game, not my strong suit. If this is better, yeah, I would have played this one. Just to get something out of it. If this here, for example, happens, then you could create a road like this. And if it's a rose, then of course you would have an insta 3-pointer, more or less unblockable. But meepling 1-point roads, even if it's a road end, is finicky business and sometimes leads to an early death of a meeple. Therefore, think about it and tread lightly there.
I mean, it's still early game, so the possibility of you getting blocked out entirely is rather slim compared to, let's say, if it's like a mid game or something, and you still go ahead with a 1-point road. That would be a lot riskier.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I wouldn't shy away from using such move. in the early going when there is an upside. In this case, why? There are 2 road ends left. I don't see the need to take one, and you don't gain an upside by your opponent closing, or possibly getting an upside by your opponent closing a city next to the road end anyway. Therefore, it doesn't make sense. But if they're quadruple crossroad, I think the argument for taking the top spike of it is a solid one, yeah. Both going for rather blocky move with the clunkers. I don't see any reason to dump this monastery there and not meepling it. I mean, why not use it at the bottom here, meepling it, still having another monastery square next to it. Yes, this city part is tad annoying, but sometimes it's profitable as well. Blue jumps on it, even though there is this option to threaten the square, but there are still all 3 daggers left, and therefore the risk isn't a big problem here. This, though, is a problem. Do you meeple the city? You have to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to. He has to. You can't leave this one lying there for anyone to take for 8 points. Yeah, works great, of course. Only thing to kill this here would be the last remaining starting tile. 3 are on the board. And therefore, yellow prevents blue from running away with the city with any vanilla, and then later killing the square here. Totally fine. Blue takes another promising city and still has 2 twin caps here to separate these cities, which they might or might not do depending on the situation. Rather not give your opponent the chance to close his 12-point city here. Oh. Yeah, yellow sure likes to re-attack immediately. Sure likes to connect. Could have gone or something like this here, building up a ruin on their side while killing this later, and then winning a mini battle.
Could be a bit risky.
It is risky.
2 dagger left.
It is risky.
No,
3 daggers
sorry.
left.
3 daggers left, yeah.
Yeah, but only 2 here. And now that yellow put a wall there, situation for blue doesn't really look healthy, and he might be forced to use the horse like this, even if this might get limited to a 50-50, as again there's only 1 starting tile left.
But Dorito tile can trap both of them.
Yeah, right, but there's still a splitter left, and I think it's better than risking this here.
True.
Instead, your shining knight in yellow armor swoops in to save the day. I mean, it's a limitation still. Only 2 straights left. But can't you find a better spot for this monastery?
Yeah.
Maybe on the right side?
I think I would have preferred the right side and just bank on maybe getting another triple city for the double block.
Yeah.
But Helga did get the splitter tile, so it would not have worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
there's still
that
this
shouldn't
starting
influence any reasoning. What happened later is one permutation out of
Yeah.
I don't know, billions. At what is it, 35? I don't know what the exponent is of faculty of 35 or something. This is how you'd say in English, faculty of, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Just not used to talk about math in English. Yeah, it controls the square, but you're absolutely right. I think the upside of possibly killing both meeples, or not killing, there's still a 50-50 left, but at least severely restricting both meeples with one piece might just be worth not using the monastery here. And again, a wasted monastery. This, by the way, used to take the field. Yeah, sure. It's a sort of insurance if blue splits these two cities and it at least scores 6 points, unlike the monastery in the end would outscore the field, but still not ideal. Although nice priority to prefer the threat of restricting blue's monastery severely and their city. Still a tight game though. And one meeple up top, easy to liberate. Still 2 Doritos left to close this one. Yellow so far didn't do anything about it. Could have with all these road pieces. They preferred to build up their monastery and harass blue small city up top, which still has 3 caps to be closed by. And then this here happens. Blue gets the Dorito. It's even the shielded one, so 2 points on top. They get their second meeple back. Only a small lead. But at least good news for yellow. There are 3 extenders left and no twin cap, no vertical splitter. All 3 are gone. All 3 were drawn by yellow. So they are the side threatening to run away with a huge feature here.
He's being very patient with that, but he also did not meeple that either.
Yeah.
And now you have to meeple that. Yeah.
Yeah. And instead of giving your opponent 1 point and 1 meeple, they would have scored 4, but 3 to your field. Okay, I give you, they quite likely would have attacked the field and threatened this one here. Now 2 pieces are gone, and this is only a 50-50, and all the upside of the city might be lost, especially now that there would be shenanigans possible on the right side as well. So something like this. Or even better, the horse like this would immediately kill all hopes of yellow's 1 point field meeple to join the bigger part. Both getting meeples back, but blue takes the road points. increases their lead to 7 now. Yeah, 7 it is. And they haven't even done anything about yellow's 9-point field in the middle. And still have options up top to get more meeples and points. Plus a field. But there's still this chance for yellow.
And let's see what yellow gets, and he goes for that. And we have another big 50-50 to decide what happens to yellow in this game.
Yeah. Right now it looks like they need it. Would also be a 6, possibly 9-point field for them as well.
Yeah.
But blue is at plus 16. Let's see. So adding 9 points for the fields. 3 to yellow, 6 in the middle to yellow as well. The extender comes with a shield, so yellow would score 26 points for the city. 3 gone from blue and 8 from them. So roughly 30-point swing should be enough. Minus the 16 lead, so Helge would have to outscore yellow by 14 points. Yeah, 6 are over here, 9 up top if he happens to get a fitting cap there, and there are still left. It's possible, but tough. Yeah, yellow knows their stuff, takes the field. Yellow takes the blue takes the upper one.
Those are fun.
But I don't see any route anymore against the extender. So if this one happens, then Roy will punch the ticket to the final in this qualification group, and Helge will have to play the lower semi-final.
I was actually thinking maybe Helge, I don't know whether this will have been the correct sequence, but maybe going for, instead of taking the top city, going for the bottom farm first. And
Yeah.
when you get the dagger tile or starting tile, you drop a farmer on the top.
Yep.
At
Yep.
least that way you have like both farms and he gets it. Wow.
Yep. Exactly. The sequence you mentioned would have been the one I would have gone for. Take the 6 points field, leave the cap empty. Later go for this, as yellow might not do it.
Yeah.
You never know. They might still have, but yeah, that would have been better. But he's still alive. Still has 3 moves to invest all meeples at -6. And there's still 1 cap left. So
he needs a farm invasion. Yeah.
That's one option. And it works. Wow.
Counter invasion on top? No, didn't work.
No, it's too late. Yellow, if yellow would have any chance to counter invade, they would have needed, well, at the main against the main field. But yeah, you're right. Up top here, if the crossroad was still in the cards for them, but blue survives this one by a hair. 5-point road maybe. Don't see anything that scores more. Still 2.5 minutes left to figure it out. Should be easy, yeah. Yeah, but even if last pieces were reversed, this scored 4, this scored 5. Connection up top would have been 6 for yellow. Wouldn't have mattered. So this curve saved blue's bacon. Yeah, and if he needs to go for a 50, then going for the field, which is the higher scoring feature, is the right choice versus what I wanted to suggest would have been this one, hoping to draw this and take 10 points. Yeah, but in that case, I think yellow might have been able to invade the farm with the road pieces. And therefore, going for it looks to me like the right decision. So we get our decider. Why is this curve pointed upwards when there's already a slight restriction there? Doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it's safer this way, but road safety in the early going, I think was never high on my list of priorities.
Interesting first and second match though. Like, I would say, given the sort of yellow difference, that Roey, or yellow player, basically has a fair chance in both games. First game, no, I mean second game going down to a 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Carcassonne. It wasn't 1 50-50, I mean 2 actually. So without the extender, blue would have won, definitely. And after the extender, well, it was blue who needed to hit 50-50 in the end, and it worked out. And even taking the other field might have worked out for them in the end. Although I'm still with you that the other order might have been the better one. This could be asking for trouble. So yellow rather needs a crossroad here soonish. Once these roads get unified, at least this square here would be pretty iffy. It's not a big problem at this point with still 3 starting tiles left and 2 daggers of both varieties. No, only 1 dagger. Then we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Going on the hunt sometimes leads to problems at home as well. And we'll see the first farmer of the game. Nice placement, also indirectly protecting the Monastery Liberation Square. While yellow could pressure blue city up top. I mean, yeah, road end is nice, but wasting a road monastery like this, not a fan, not a fan. So blue kills this, hoping to dump city pieces to their ruin, possibly outrunning yellow's 8 points in the end. We'll see if it will work, but for now, he secures a meeple equality, if only that.
But that move have already sort of balanced out that mini battle over there, right? With the road to Rito and also the loop road.
Yep. These 6 points, blue just scored, more or less just set off the 8 points on Yellow's monastery, and there are still horses to expand the city to the left.
Yellow is looking to be quite a comfortable spot right now, given the point lead and also given the fields. And Rory and Helga decide to potentially reinvade the field.
Yeah. He's down by now, and he has a really juicy option to attack the field. But if he wants to attack here, he definitely needs a second, quite possibly third, maybe even fourth farmer in the long run. And when there's no even decent monastery spot available, using a monastery to attack the field while also limiting this cap here is a worthy idea. And he might even meeple this monastery here now, just for the kicks. I wouldn't put it past him, of course, for sure. Just to increase the chip count in the middle here. Let me see.
I think he will most probably have gone more instantaneously to that monastery spot if he had dropped a second farmer by now and closing the city at the bottom.
Yeah, that's the problem.
If he goes for it,
this here could become a serious liability, and therefore he opts for the sane approach, taking 2 points, going for the restriction, rather kill there with city piece from the right side and splitting these fields.
Do you think that yellow might have been a bit impatient in terms of actually getting the loop road back? Perhaps directing the blues road at the bottom into the city would have been another possible choice.
You mean with the curve right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. 3 starting tiles gone, only 1 dagger left.
And I guess you can follow up with a potential block. At least you can be assured that there won't be another farmer drop over there.
Exactly. This would be prevented. And even if the worst thing were to happen, a rose in blue's hands, then at least you'd get 3 points for your field as compensation. And the safety of your field would increase as well. What
Very annoying.
does this crossroad do there? Trying to take the 2 points away because you protect the city.
What is going on with yellow right now? Yeah.
Whoa.
I was about to say that maybe he could have actually placed it one tile above his city to hope for a split, to hope for a splitter tile, and indirectly create another attacking platform for
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So, but this, it's a bit too high variance for me, I feel.
Yeah, this is begging for blue to draw a city cap there. But
Blues
blue
just block it out.
kills it, playing safety as ever.
What? Who dropped the starting tile there?
Yellow did, and the
Why?
starting tile I
Why?
think was fine.
Yeah, okay. It sort of limits the amount of caps, yeah, which goes
Yeah,
there.
it takes a lot of caps away from blue, as closing the city would kill the road. Let's see. I think I would go for this and just hope to draw a cap later, even if this might get restricted. Yeah, 5 immediate points plus meeple back. Okay, would have gotten this meeple back as well. Yeah, you take away caps, you take away the chance to attack the field. So it's a good straight.
But things are turning right now in the favor of blue.
Yeah.
Whereas I would have said that yellow was in quite a comfortable position earlier on with the 2 farms, and things are shifting right now.
Things are definitely shifting. There's still a 5-point loop available, although restricted now by yellow. This here can't be killed, and there would still be at least one piece to go there, either Dorito or Dagger. And also a Hail Mary for blue to attack this. Okay, this is not an option, or a very slim option now. After this curve, blue takes the 5 quick points. And yellow only has the 1 meeple in hand, else they could just take the city. And they can't justify leaving it alone. The threat of this being closed is still there with caps. Or Dorito plus splitter.
Just aiming for the splitter.
Yeah, but in this case, I might have even used this one and given up on these 5 points just to get the meeple back. Because there's only the splitter to liberate 1 meeple.
But there's no joining tile. There's no joining tile for blue right now.
Where are the cows? Oh,
It's all gone.
yeah, yeah. That's why I moved it like this, because it's a restriction and only the splitter fits. But then I lost my thought there. Yeah, so the problem for yellow is they need the splitter or to close this city, else they will lose, because they don't have any meeples to score anything. Yeah, blue kills this.
So it's just down to the splitter now.
Yep, it is. It is, and it is in blue's hands, and blue just won the game. Yeah.
Blue still has the threat of actually closing a city. So yeah, I think blue has this in the bag.
2, right? This 2 here, this is still alive. Might even protect it now. doesn't need to. This game is won unless blue doesn't score anything and yellow adds more to the ruin.
Unless blue lose on time.
Yeah, that of course as well,
There's a
but
higher possibility of that, right?
I mean, he's from Sweden. Internet is pretty sound there, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect any outages. So, but might get health problems and fall from his chair or something. I don't know. Mouse getting shot or taken away by his cat. Anything can happen, but chances are this.
He's taking his time. He's still taking his time to consider, I guess, the permutations. But at this point, as long as he finishes the game, it should be a won game.
Yeah. Very interesting game, or games for that matter. All close, all tight decisions, all not as clear cut as we sometimes see.
Yeah, I would say very questionable decision making from yellow
Yeah.
towards the mid of the game there with the starting tile maybe not that bad, but just taking the city with a vanilla cap on the top, that was really a high risk move, which was not required, I would say, at that point in time, given that he's still somewhat ahead.
Yep.
So,
Well, we have half an hour, so we could dive deeper into a few situations here if you'd like. We could also take a break or analyze something else. Whatever tickles your fancy.
yeah, you can decide on this. I'm okay either way.
Okay, then
Oh, okay.
I need 5 seconds to drink a sip of water, and then let's just check the mid game of this third one again, or maybe just start with the end game of the second first, and then the third one.
Okay.
Also, I
I,
need
I,
some O2. So,
I really don't want to spoil the outcome, so I'm not going to say anything, but it is interesting.
thank you again. So it's raining here. I don't expect any lawnmower noises from the outside, but if there's anything... Oh, church bells. Well, I hope you don't mind. I still need the fresh air. So
It's actually not audible.
it's
If
audible or
church
not?
bell, no, it's not audible here. I'm not
Okay,
able to hear.
then the filter works fine. That's great. I mean, these are open earphones, so I hear it. Hi, Helge. Congratulations. And thanks for forcing the decider there. Or, I mean, losing the first one, so we had a bit of suspense here going. And the second one was interesting as well. And we are right in the second one where we would like to take a look at the end game, maybe end of mid game. Let's see where to start. Yes. And we appreciate you losing the first one. So this year looked still okay for blue. Then the city thing happened. Yellow playing for the monastery, not doing anything about blue city. Could have used this one, although looks like either way blue would have had a defense with this dagger, which also is in a nice place, possibly when close supporting their city by taking away this attack platform or limiting this attack platform. So nice placement there as well. Even though blue could have closed the field up top and even meepled it maybe.
Yeah, I was about to say that blue definitely played very optimally, I feel. Is it optimally? Fairly optimally.
I think that's the word, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you don't say more or most optimal, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I think he went for the monastery, and therefore this year is really a nice placement. Killing at least 2 birds with 1 stone. And then, of course, this happens, and I guess we can skip a bit faster forward. Yellow takes points. What are we having? 23. Well, and yeah, Roy put definitely up a good effort, and I'd have to concur there too. You played a tad too fast, although definitely not as fast as you can. So this move here. Downside, if you don't do it, blue is likely to attack your field. And this city definitely wasn't unattackable. Still 4 vanillas left. So it wasn't a given yellow would run away with it. Therefore, I do understand this move. In many cases, you would indirectly limit this city to a 50-50. Could even maybe after a Dorito on the right side, limit this square to a 50-50, the last cow. So this accomplishes a lot, and it shows that Roy isn't a 400 rated player, even though they in fact are. This shows thinking on another level. Many folks would have just jumped on the chance to build a big city, which is nice, but many times it just doesn't work, or your opponent just counters. And I mean, just consider the worst case. You connect all this stuff here, and in the end, something like this happens. And you only supplied points to your opponent. Therefore, why not? And then, of course, they had to attack this. Still 2 Doritos and 2 big cities there. Can't leave this empty. Waste the 1 meeple. Many cases, but it is what it is. It's still a close game. This curve takes away immediate 4 points from blue, although blue still has 4 points up top left to gain with a crossroad. They wouldn't use the crossroad up top though. Just take the 4 points away would be their move. So even with a curve, when you can't do a lot, yellow finds a way to get some value at least. Yeah, and for everyone who's so inclined, head over to BGA's bugs and upvote many of the Carcassonne reports, especially the one about deactivating scrolling animations, not just because it's annoying and takes up a lot of time, but it also has a bug where your clock runs down even though the scrolling animations were triggered by your opponent's turn. So go there, upvote them, maybe it helps. And here's the big threat. Blue does what they can, also using quite likely the far and away best monastery square. Yep. Doesn't help.
Yeah, I think maybe here.
Yeah, that's the
Was there a
critical
need?
situation.
Yeah. Was it necessary for yellow to do that here just for 1 point gain?
It's a 1-point gain. What else is there? You could limit the monastery to a 50-50, but why when there are only a few tiles out there to liberate it?
Yeah, but if your win condition is to get the extended tile, so you're
Yeah.
going to be getting 2 meeples back, right? So I think you should start dumping your meeples at this point in time. Otherwise, you might have 4 meeples in hand with maybe like 7 tiles or 6 tiles remaining in the deck.
Not yet. I mean, there's still time to invest 4 meeples. And just in case you get the extender and meeple the field, closing this city would add 6 points to your field. So might be your best move to close the city then and score on even 9 points
Okay.
for your fields. Well, this could be even a 6-point field when this one is closed. So the upside of adding the triple city there is pretty significant. The downside is giving this unblockable attacking spot like this or this one here. And there really wasn't a great attacking option available for blue. Ninjas over here, but still a crossroad left. Something here works, but it's killable with one move as there's no right-handed dagger left. Maybe a straight ninja there, also killable with the crossroad. So that's the downside of this move. You supply these options here. Yep, and Helge concurs. Yeah, I think just the field play would force you to not connect there. And in addition, if you get the cow, which is with the shield, then you could even win this mini battle against blue. On the other side, I mean, you need the extender. And if you are able to close the city and execute the field play as I suggested, you might even be able to easily withstand a tight main field. And also there would be a chance to connect this farmer into the main field as well if it happens. Yeah, the field was very closed. Exactly. Hi, Juan. Yeah. It sure looks nice. Not sure it's the better move, though. what would you have considered with this clunker then? Threatening city up top, maybe?
I was thinking, since I'm already in terms of points quite behind, I'll just take the 6 points now.
Over here,
Go ahead
on the
with
left?
that. Yeah.
Nah. That I really don't like. I'd rather pick this field with one of the caps to have way more upside. And it looks like... Sorry. Looks like a smiley, right? Yellow nose in the middle. Not a happy smiley yet, though. Yeah, I'd rather wait for a better piece to take that one. I mean, you need more or less 2 in hand, one for a field and the other one to still score cities on that field. So if you now invest this one on the field, the chance to expand this and taking all the profit out of it that you could get is more or less gone with one move. So that can't be it. Else this year, maybe I just like this volatility at this point in the game. I mean, in some cases, it would even give you a chance to take this one over. If you hit a perfect sequence, that is. Very unlikely, but maybe you need a Hail Mary once the extender is gone. Because just imagine you are down 16 points and extender's gone. What are you gonna do here? There's this field on the left side, sure. I mean, expanded by 1 city to 9 points plus the 4 city points, 13, but then you'd be a meeple down and still 3 points down. Yeah, so I tend to add this here. And then we have Helge's move, which I still don't like. I mean, I sketched what I would have done, just with the wrong color. Now it's blue. I think this here would have been better. Just to take this away from yellow. In case they get the extender, I need all the points I can get, and this here is the most lucrative feature. And if it forces yellow to take right now 3-point field, then at least that would be a 3-point gain for me by trading fields here. Would you consider anything else in this situation instead of this move?
No, I agree. I'll just take the where you drew the earlier as well. I think we talked about this during the game as well.
Yeah,
whereby
we did.
Think that it was possible for, like, right now, blue can basically drop a farmer and get back his meeple on the top. So this way he does not give away a 6 points farm to his opponent.
Yeah.
And at the same time able to take both farms instead of just one of the two.
Exactly. That was the huge upside of this move here. If your opponent doesn't immediately react by taking this top field, just to ensure that you can't take the 6-point field upon closing your city, then this would be a terrible mistake for yellow. And you might gain the upper hand and have better chances even if the extender drops.
I mean, you still have the opportunity to, let's say if yellow was to take the top city, the top farm, then your city cap can go to the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. It would.
It might
no
set up
questions
another
asked.
attacking platform, but that's an option.
Right.
Yeah.
There would be an attacking platform like this here with the curve on rotation. So like this.
Or maybe safer downwards if you don't need the points from the road. You
Oh,
put the
yeah,
farm on the
right.
south
Well,
side, yeah.
sure. Not even safer, but just better. Like this, there are way more chances to connect here. Yeah, you are spot on there. So yellow can't play against this possible attack. They just score 4 points, right? They do also create an option to attack blue's field if necessary. And blue takes their city up top. Could have meepled the farm, actually. But to me, this looks like at this point in time, they already had the idea to attack the main farm somehow. Might even be options on the right side. And therefore wanted to keep their meeples in hand here. But I'm not sure it's the right choice. Would have been lovely to get an option for 2 cities next to each other and meeple both fields, but that's just not the case with these pieces. And then yellow's silver bullet hits. And here we are at -6. Which option is better? This one or this one? Yeah, okay, so Helge lets us know that this was exactly his fault, keeping the second meeple in hand. In the case shit happens, then at least he has counter moves up his sleeve with 2 meeples and not just the one in hand. Although, if the dagger, the extender hits, there would be the second meeple anyway, so
Yeah.
Not sure you need the second meeple then, with only 3 tiles left and quick point tiles available. Yeah. So maybe the farmer up top would have been the right choice. Yellow won't invest 2 pieces there just to take away the 3 points from you. And in the end, you didn't score more anyway. Scored 3 points with the road. So back to the tile at hand. Field attack for 50-50. City for 50-50. If the city gets close, it scores 10 points. If the field attack is successful, it scores 12. And
I mean, if both of these are 50-50, why not just go for the higher value one, right?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, when we were live, I missed or forgot about the 4th city. I just had, I think I even said 9 points for the field, which obviously was wrong. The downside of this move is leaving this cap in the open. And definitely yellow is more likely to take it.
But even if, let's say, blue does not hit the curve road, he can still get the vanilla city cap for a 7-point move. But
exactly.
I don't think that, I'm not sure whether that would be enough. 7 points to 12. So
I don't think this would be enough.
Yeah, because that means that on top, the invasion will be successful from his opponent, given that there's a curved road and also a T-junction left.
Yeah,
So
I think the optimal permutation for blue to hit here would have been your opponent getting this one and the T, but you getting the curve or the T. That doesn't matter because you don't care about getting meeples back. You care about most points here. So 5 plus 7 for 12 points. You are down 8 and your opponent just scores 7 points, 3 up top, 4 here maybe. So this wouldn't win you the game. Even in this perfect scenario, I think. At least I don't see anything that's better. Yeah. So it doesn't matter actually. It's win the field or lose.
But it was also contingent. I mean, like based on whether yellow gets the tile as well on top, right? Yes, two 50-50s. Would that have mattered? Hold on. If let's say yellow gotten the field invasion up top.
Yeah, it would. It would, of course. If this had worked for yellow for +6, well, let's figure it out. They did it, of course. Blue connects. And then we have the score, but I think tiles reversed in the end wouldn't have mattered. But in case blue doesn't connect, well, they just don't win. It was a 15-point move for them. And if tiles were reversed, well, I mean, yellow gets 6 points for the field, 3 points for the road. That's 9. They would be at +5. Oh, actually, would they have won? They would have won, right? Yeah.
+5.
It would have mattered, of course.
Yeah. But
It
then
was a 50-50. Yeah, sure. Blue scores 4 points at the bottom. Main field is tied. Yellow scores 9 points at the top for the win. Right. So one 50-50, second 50-50, third 50-50. Whoa.
Well, I think things would have been easier if, let's say, the vanilla cap went bottom left, taking out the 6 points before yellow is able to take it.
Yeah. This would have been easier, or if blue had taken the field up top, they wouldn't have given their opponent the chance to attack this field again. And therefore, I would consider not meepling this field to be a mistake. I mean, in the end, again, they scored the same points, but gave their opponent still a chance to fight back if this one here happens. And there were, of course, other options. For example, if yellow had just gotten the crossroad, they could have gone for the 50-50 to counterattack the main field, but they just hit another permutation. Yep, exactly, Helge. At least I think so. So then it's done with this one, and we still have roughly 10 minutes left, and therefore let's hop to the third game and take a quick peek. What did you want to check there when RoeyCh's game went off the rails, right?
I don't quite remember.
Yeah, I mean, it was the city here up top, which, yeah, this exactly. So it is perfectly. So they had 3 meeples in hand versus 2. A small lead. Rather precariously placed city meeple. Killed monastery, killed city. That's totally okay. Shared field. Still possible to connect there. Could have used this actually to indirectly protect this connection, at least taking away extenders and twin caps. And could have even meepled this. There's no real downside. Yeah. Most everything is better than this move, I think. And you suggested this one here, right?
Yeah.
On stream. Yeah, I like this as well. With the meeple though.
Of course.
This here has to come with a meeple with 3 horses still in the game. Yeah,
I mean, if you're dedicating a meeple, that placement would have been better than taking the one at the top, right?
Yeah, it's definitely better. It blows this one at the top out of the water. There's no question about this. I mean, just this problem here. And yeah, Helge later on killed this here now, just to divide and conquer, just as the Romans did. And this one here you didn't really like, or did I get it
I
wrong?
mean, like you did explain the reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
It didn't work out either way. Right.
That's right. That's right.
If you are, let's say if you're Helga and then you are able to know, like if you realize what he's trying to do, then I guess you just be patient, right? You just be extremely patient, wait for your tiles, and you should be able to escape with both meeples.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but the worst that could happen would arguably be a horse drop there to limit to 2 horses, and then further threats from here to kill the square. But I think in this case, you just be patient and wait for it. I'll be right back. And if I say right back, I mean right back. And so blue kills this one up top.
You didn't give me an opportunity to take off your stream.
If you need a break, take one. I mean, we still have 4 minutes left until Kithara and Lord Trooper are going at it with their lightsabers. At least the Argentinian quite likely will carry one. Do troopers carry lightsabers? I'm not really that familiar with Star Wars. I shouldn't say anymore, I think.
Then let me take a quick break. I will come back because I think that would most probably be another 1 hour or so, right? So yeah.
Yeah, let's say my money is on 2-0 in Kithara's favor, but we'll see. Take a quick break. I'll cover the rest here. Yeah, I don't want to place a tile anywhere, so my co-host takes a quick break, and let's quickly skip to the remaining moves here. Yeah, this one definitely was nice by Helge, securing a lot of options to get both meeples back. Again, as I mentioned earlier, also an attacking option. At this point, what did yellow do? They could have limited this to a 50-50. I think they didn't. Oh, they secured this one here, so the dagger still fits there. Okay. Well, then looks like the troopers are playing for the wrong side. I'm sorry, folks. Last time I saw Star Wars was more than a quarter century ago. I think it was episode 1 in, what was it, 1998 or something. And I don't remember a lot. And yes, I'm that old, if anyone asks. Yeah, I'm going there. I do all the things others don't. Like insulting folks on stream, for example. By the way, sorry, Squalus. I didn't meant to. It was the heat of the moment. I was just so annoyed. So for everyone, again, if your opponent thinks, don't disturb him. Don't write anything in the chat. Unless you want to hear the wrath of Itze. So, yellow going for the obstruction on the left side.
Yeah, I was about to say I saw that yesterday on stream. Or was it yesterday? All right, Scholars typing a GG.
Yeah.
Like when, who was it again? His opponent was thinking.
Michaels from Czech Republic was it? Yeah, and the game wasn't decided. Both had still a piece in hand, and it could have gone either way if Michaels hadn't found the one and only winning move. He did, and Squalus frankly should be elated, else he would have got another problem on his hand. Yeah, no, you don't have to rewatch from the start, Alexi. I can say to that it was the third game penultimate move. It's enough, but jump through it. I think with my way of speaking, 4 times regular speed should work fine. Posey speaks a bit faster than me, so might not work. And now we have blathered this year to death and just switch to Kithara. Lord Trooper, sorry folks, no analysis. Just rewatch the stream. We've talked about it a lot, I think. And quite frankly, maybe even more than enough. Yeah, and it's Lord Trooper's usual greeting. May the force be with us. This one, even I get.
He's taking role playing to the next level here. Playing Carcassonne as someone from Star Wars.
Yep. And one thing about chatting during the game, Helge speaks about mind games. Yeah, you might be right. Some consider it mind games. Other folks consider it unsportsmanlike conduct. And let's just say 20 years ago, I did the same shit and won sometimes by doing stuff like that and got complaints. I mean, writing a grats in chat when there are still 15 tiles to go might be a bit an exaggeration, but it works or worked at least sometimes. But I'm not sure these mind games are really gentlemanly conduct, so I'd rather refrain from that.
Interesting moves though here from. Sorry, I'm jumping.
Go on.
Yeah.
Please stop me when I'm rambling all the time. I'm all for it.
Yes, I was about to say that Kithara meeple both roads, and that actually forces Lord Trooper to just discard a road tile without even meepling it, because yeah. So I would have thought that like maybe the intention there was to sort of reduce the likelihood of Lord Trooper getting a road tile and meepling it directly after that, right?
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting configuration here. So Kithara first took this one. LT closed the city, and then Kithara took this other road. Quite likely, as you've explained, just to prevent blue from taking a loop up top. Yeah, this is peak efficiency. This is really peak efficiency. It looks wonky as hell, and
greed.
or greed,
Yeah.
or it could become problematic.
Yes.
I mean, you need at least 2 road ends, crossroad over here for your loop, and something on the left side. But that's also peak efficiency. Closing 2 roads with 2 road ends is, I mean, can't get better, right? Yeah, well, you could close 2 loop roads with 0 road ends, but if you have straight-ish, well, straightly is straightly a word. So roads in this configuration, you most often need a road end. I mean, don't want to go there. Yeah, and Alexi loves this aggressive style by Kithara as well. And let's the last things about talking during games. In person, I'm not even sure how it's worded in the rules, but there is something about gentlemanly conduct in the rules, and of course, disturbing your opponent while he thinks would be against the rules, and at least wouldn't be fair play. And the online equivalent of talking to your opponent is the chat. Therefore, just refrain from chatting when it's your opponent's turn, unless you are both agreed, of course. Like, I think with J. Margarito, Joao, and Sporter, who roasted each other a bit in their Portuguese Champions League qualifier semi-final, I think. Not even sure, but I think it was 2 players from Portugal who trash talked each other during the game. I mean, if both do it, if both know each other very well, I don't have anything against that, of course. It is even interesting to follow the chat sometimes, but not if you don't know the other person really well. So
a bit of a high
as it for
variance move
Sunday
here.
ended now. Come again, please.
A bit of a high variance move here from Lord, or the blue player, doing the splitter tile, putting it there, because it could have been a 2v1 for that whole bunch of city at the right side there.
This one here. Yeah.
However, I prefer just to put it on the horse tile at the bottom and take the city cap and just let it be.
Okay. Thanks for the confirmation, Alexi. And my friend watching this who had exactly the question yesterday, here you are. There's the confirmation for you as well. Yeah. Looks like good position for yellow in the early beginning, except for the city on the right side. But that gets saved, or at least improved with this extender. LT cashes in on a 12-pointer. Yeah, nice one here. Still no huge threat, except for all crossroads being gone already. And the only good news for LT in this case is there are, only 2 straights left.
Starting tile to work as
Still
well.
3 starting tiles, yeah.
Yeah.
So 5 to go here to immediately kill the square.
I think as LT right now, he's probably considering whether he should just there's like 3 spots closing it. I mean, completing the block and winning that mini battle, or putting pressure on the city at the top. But I think the winning that mini battle, he might be thinking of the possibility of maybe even 2v1ing that whole city over there, should he get like maybe a triple city, a
Yeah.
cow tile to begin with, and he can maybe hope to get a false tile and to run away with that city over there.
Yep. And frankly, if I'm Lord Trooper and I'm the underdog by I don't know how many country miles here, I would keep this option open. I would go for volatility.
You can see that he's spending so much time on this one move alone.
Yeah, it's totally fine. It's totally okay. It's will definitely have ripple effects. And I mean, what could yellow do? The best yellow could do against this option would be to attack this one here. Any other move only restricts and isn't huge restriction. This one got away. Okay. All the upside he can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's risky AF, but the upside is huge and the field is pretty safe for now.
And he hits one of the triple city, but not the triple city he wants. If he goes for it right now, it's extremely uncomfortable because you're leaving it to a 50-50. He goes like this.
He has to if he wants to. And we'll see the counter move.
Yes.
After checking if there's anything better, and I don't think there is. I don't think. Oh, Kithara pushes the road into it, and yeah, this is better.
Yeah.
Yep, I have to eat my words. Didn't notice it was already the 5th road Dorito, and now we only have one horse left. Yep. And even if blue gets the horse, there would be at least one chance to re-attack, and when it hits and there'd still be both splitters left, well, then there are multiple options to re-attack this blue city. And if it doesn't...
Go ahead. Oh, okay. I was saying that given that you're already planning a city invasion, right? Wouldn't just the screen sharing stopped to let you know?
Does it work again?
Okay. Yeah. Now it's working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was about to say that given that you're already planning to do the invasion, so I was thinking, why not just go for the 50-50? Given that there is this potentiality that you get stuck to this sort of move whereby you need the road Dorito right now, which there is none left. Oh, there is one more triple city left. Yeah.
You have a point there for sure. The reason why you don't or might not, definitely not don't, but might not, it's an option. First and foremost, drawing the Dorito is the worst that could have happened. Okay, that's 3%. It happens sometimes. And then there are more curves. Maybe I'm able to encircle them. Here we go. There are, of course, more curves and crossroads that could also limit this one here to 2 pieces. But then you'd still have a 75% chance of connection there. And that's better than the 50-50. Even though the 50-50 looks a bit safer maybe, then there would be options like this one here, so or something from here or there, doesn't matter. So your opponent might, or in most cases won't, hit one of your 2 connections when a block from the bottom or a restriction from the bottom happens. And they might not even get a crossroad or a curve in, I don't know, 60, 65% of their moves. They could restrict this in another way, but that wouldn't be really that useful. I mean, straight, and you'd still have 7 pieces to connect, plus the 2 splitters for your opponent. But even if the splitter hits, you could get these 8-point cities, 8 points from the city. Therefore, I think it was okay. And I quite likely would have done the same. The road, by the way, is also an upside for you to take, as yellow quite likely wouldn't want to pressure their city anymore. Yeah, but the good news here is both are taking their sweet time, and we actually can talk about situations like that. So definitely not Smile versus Erwin, and I'm thankful for it. And of course, still alive. 1 splitter played by yellow, taking a few points there. Blue with the immediate restriction. In many cases, forcing yellow city into this spot, and there aren't many ways out of it. Also, quadruple city on the left, severely restricting yellow city there. Yellow even uses the cow here to still have 2 straights there instead of being blocked to the 1 remaining starting tile. And 2 daggers up top, and overall, all these problems for yellow pale in comparison to blue's problem. And blue has the meeples in hand, and even has a juicy monastery spot set up already. Adds even more pressure on yellow city on the left side, and therefore it looks really good for blue here. At least in the long run, it should. The dagger, though, is a huge problem for them. Once that hits, yellow would take the field, and therefore it would be wise for blue to preempt that move by adding a farmer, which also would act as insurance farmer for the bottom field. I mean, if yellow uses moves like this one here, you know they are almost desperate.
I was thinking perhaps yellow could have just joined the road to the rows in the middle, hoping to get like a rodan, and then dropping the rodan on his own city and scoring the road, instead of actually having a possibility of getting his meeple stuck. But then the meeple on the monastery is not likely, it's not easy to be stuck there, because there are only a few more tiles left. Road Doritos are no longer there. Yeah, something like this, you see. So he could have actually maybe meeple the, complete the road already by this point.
Yeah. You mean pre-close the road. Now I got you.
Yes.
And yeah. Would have been an idea. I mean, this here worked, and even if this gets killed, then it would need a rather heavy investment by blue, namely one of the city caps, and in this case at least worth 3 points, but you'd rather use the caps on your field, of course. So, and now it's a perfect permutation for yellow. They get the critical for blue, horse, they get the critical dagger. Blue has no farmer placed there beforehand. And the pendulum swings to yellow.
Yeah. Things are looking so much better for yellow right now, rather than like maybe around 10 turns ago.
Yeah. Problem is, well, actually, it's not a problem. There's still upside. There's this one.
Yeah.
5-pointer right there. There's a 7-pointer right here. Yellow needs a straight to get another meeple back, or a curve / dagger. Yeah, dagger works. So it isn't as grim. Blue would love a Dorito or a splitter to get this one liberated, preferably, quite likely, the splitter, taking this field, scoring this cap, or setting up a Hail Mary 10-pointer there. Yeah, it actually doesn't look bad for blue again. Just by getting this rose and the monastery here to support the other two and scoring points. I mean, you have to take the road even though it's already dead. So, do you have to?
It's not meeple, the city.
Do you have to take the road, actually? With only one meeple in hand and still a monastery and city cap in the deck?
Yeah, but there is a splitter tile and also a curve road left, which would grant yellow back another meeple.
Yeah, this one here.
So
yeah,
it might not be that bad. Oh, also 2 more dagger tiles, which would also recover the meeple.
Yeah. I talked about curve and daggers. Yeah, I think it's okay. It's okay. If Kithara does, it's okay. That's the definition of it being okay. And it's, again, more or less peak efficiency. It's 6 points right there. Take it. And then just liberate this one, just score quick points, and don't get your last meeple stuck anywhere, and he should be fine. Let's say what Alexi has to say. Yeah, he praises the blue troopers here with the monastery build-up. Yeah, and he's right. Yellow gets their second meeple back. This time doesn't go for the field. The splitter is gone. And there's no really any upside for this field anyway. And they anticipated a field fight for the top field.
But it's not easy to join the field with that. It's only one more dagger left.
Yep. Because Kithara just drew 1 out of 2 connection tiles there. And the chance of connecting both fields on the right side is gone after this move as well. Blue scores and just hopes to... Whoa. There were 2 pieces in there to kill the square, or rather 1 to kill it and 1 to take away the last connection option. And Kithara drew 1 of these 2. So looks to me like this one here.
Yeah. And Alexi was saying that there's a possibility of a ninja invasion from the right, I assume, which is not blockable with both daggers left. But now that one of the daggers is out, it's not possible anymore.
One of the daggers, and I think that was all Kithara needed to secure this game. Yeah, exactly. The ninja is gone. Poof, 1 tile.
There is still a possibility of an invasion with the dagger tile and the monastery from the center, from the top of the
Oh
Draft
yeah,
rook.
over here, right.
Yeah, but then there is the counter of extended tile, right?
Yeah, so 1 in 12. No, 1 in 24, even though whose turn is it? It's
Oh, but do you go for it?
whose turn? So it's
You go for it.
1 in 24.
You go for
They
it.
need
You hope to,
their opponent to hit the
yeah,
Dorito and then hit the monastery. So 1 in 24,
then,
but what are we talking about? 15 points here plus the monastery.
plus 5 points.
It's a winning sequence.
Yeah. So it could work. And I think he should go for it at this point because there's nothing else which he can do to catch back up. And yeah, unless he attempts to invade the rune at the side, but there is a is that enough?
Yeah, and by the way, Alexi is
Yeah.
right now, now that blue has this one in hand, we have to multiply the chances by 4 as they got the piece they needed. The 1 in 4 chance to draw this happened, and now it's a 1 in 6 chance to connect here, draw the monastery, meeple the monastery, and not win the game, actually. Not yes, win the game. Win the game, because with this here, yellow can't re-attack. The other way would work, but then they just they just go for the block, of course. So let's see. I think he will find this one. Still 4 minutes left. Why not?
Oh, he goes for the other one.
Doesn't. Is this worth enough? I don't think so. 12 points. So 11-point difference. And the problem is you don't gain anything else with this connection. And that's just not enough. So that never wins, right? That never wins. It's an 11-point move when you're 11 points down and your opponent still has a meeple to play. It never wins. What a pity. I would have loved this one. I mean, wouldn't have worked in this permutation, but 1 in 6 is 1 in 6. Yeah, 540 is more than enough time to find it. But he didn't, and that's just it. So Kithara survives. Maybe a scare here. But of course, excellent play by the Japanese master. When are these updated? I think after the game, so he should be in the 800 now again. What did they write? Nothing? Ah.
I think that is his like GG, you know. That is his GG.
It is. Yeah. Scratch family, insert country or association, whatever you prefer, as Alexi likes to say.
Yeah, does
Japanese
he, like,
Carcassonne players are born with 500 elo. Or is it 600, Alexi? Please correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm wondering what happens, right, if let's say he wins and he wants to say a GG.
There must be Carcassonne players in Japan as well.
Yeah. I'm wondering what he says then. If let's say he's the winner and he has to say a GG, does he say like the force is strong with me or something?
He could say, "May the force be with you next time," or not. Would work. Let's hope we'll find out, as that would mean
there it is.
A decider.
May the force be with me, maybe this time.
Yeah, but scratch the question mark, man. Believe in yourself. Not sure. I mean, I quite likely would have opened a second city. Over here would have been too risky for my taste with options like this one, pressuring both. But I think on the right side would have been safe enough. Let's see. I can smile once in a while. I can even laugh, and you triggered it, dude. It's just, I mean, I'm not used to people, and if I have a co-host, there's one part of people right there. So it always makes me a bit more prone to show some emotions. So the human presence is at work here, full force.
Maybe the force is with you right now instead of with Lord Trooper.
You got the pun. Good for you. It was lying there on the line. You only had to push it above it. If you get the soccer analogy. So back to the yellow force here, which is the one somewhere, what is it? To be reckoned with, I think works. Yeah, yellow with an early farmer. This is 2000 style here, but it works and it's pretty nice. This will be a huge field. I predict, let's say 30 points for the field in the end. Anyone going with more? I don't hear you.
Am I the one?
You might be one. There could be others in the chat. I don't know.
I think with how the plays are going, I think it will not reach 30. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Otherwise, Otherwise, we would just be narrating who wins the field towards the end, right? Most probably.
Exactly. And that's could be interesting. Don't get me wrong, but I like blocky games. So this year's promising this as well. Yes. Next block, restriction, and it's the same that has already plagued Blue's other city meeple. Yeah, they at least play against this one. Let's see what Kithara does. Calmly continue building and enlarging that city, diverting and hoping for the splitter. Surely not. This one maybe? Nah, that's not safe enough. But that's isn't safe either. This one. I think this one. Yeah. And Kithara goes for this one as well. Also, attacking options for Blue are few and far between. He needs the dagger elsewhere. Same goes for the roses. So that's as safe as it could be by adding the cow there, I think.
But I think as Lord, you still go ahead with, if you were to get the dagger, you still go ahead with just closing the loop road and starting an invasion of the city, right? Instead of
you might need to. You might need to. But I think I wouldn't. I think chances to attack this later on should be coming. Liberating one city, the left one, the right, well, maybe even the right one. Left one you can continue with the Dorito. The right one you would be blocked in quite a lot of cases. So I think I would have liberated that city, even if it's on yellow's field for now. Let's see.
RoeyCh, do you remember about that talk about a 30-point farm?
Yeah, I remember.
Do you want to maybe walk back on that a bit?
Which fool talked about 30 points farms here? This is a blocky game, and this was clearly visible from the get-go. I mean, come on. We have a noob here. What does Alexis say? How many 1-point cities do you want? Blue? Yes. Yeah, looks like it. So we have our first official casualty of this. Oh, no, it's not a casualty. There's still one.
There's still one.
Dagger left.
But it might become a Sophie's choice or something? Should, let's say, the city cap be taken? The starting
Not
city
yet.
cap be taken? Not yet.
Not yet. There are still other options.
Yeah, true.
A true Sophie's choice. I mean, that movie is as old as I am, roughly. Would be having one piece for two places, and only this piece could liberate either. And this here definitely is not yet. And joking aside, 14 points for yellow, and they haven't even unified these fields here. Although field unification would score 0 net points, and so there's no reason to do that, but they quite likely will once they get a monastery. And I predict a yellow meeple there, if they happen to get one. Blue going for volatility here. Only the one remaining road monastery left.
But if you're blue, right, even if you get a road monastery, you'll most probably go there as well, given that you're so far behind in points.
Yeah.
Or maybe you set up a secondary monastery spot and hope that you hit the 50-50 for that.
I don't think that blue will have time to set up monastery spots here. And I think this year didn't even really play against this square, but just indirectly protected their road on the left side. Because they know full well, once the monastery hits, it goes there. And for now, it wouldn't matter. It would score 9 points for the monastery, 3 for this city taken away from yellow's farmer, as these two would unite. 1 for yellow. So an 11-point move at the cost of giving yellow another meeple back, of course, plus giving yellow good chances to take over the field, which again would only be a 3-point gain as of now. So LT.
No. Yeah, he has to save the middle meeple.
Yeah. Get the meeple back. The question would be whether to even take the road, but I think he has to go for volatility and hope to draw crossroad there. He won't get the chance, a straight there, because will Kithara meeple the road though? I would say yes. Yeah.
I think
I would say yes. This here is easy to liberate. Oh, he just goes for these points and not for the kill. Well,
but now, as Lord Trooper, do you go for the road then?
I go for the road. At 20 points down, that shouldn't be any question. I go for the road. I set up the loop. I set up the field invasion.
He has to rescue
I have the
one other meeple.
force.
you have the force. I was about to say that he might also have to rescue that one meeple in the middle.
Yeah, that's the problem,
but he goes for this.
Yeah, he goes for it. What?
Not that orientation though.
Why?
Yeah. He could have looped it around and get another 4 points.
Yeah, I mean, this here is keeping fields separate. Because with this loop, these fields would unite, and if you take the road, of course you expect these fields to be unified rather soon, and therefore stopping it right there, trying to go for a second field maybe, and not increasing volatility even more might be okay. Come again?
Because I think that he could have actually, like, let's say if things work out differently and he gets the monastery town, if things work out differently, right, he could have actually maybe loop around the road and then get loop around with the curve road and then get a straight road, drop a farmer, and enter that way, from the using the dagger tile. Yeah.
I think you are talking about something like this here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and sure, why not?
He needs to catch up somehow. Yeah, he needs to catch up somehow.
Yeah, this here is exactly how you catch up. There should only be these two moves now for Kithara. Which one is better? We'll see. I think the right one.
Or does he just aim to outscore his opponent?
He might.
Like quite a lead right now, right? Just taking the monastery might be good
over
enough,
here.
Actually,
this would be a.
Top left
doesn't make sense. This one works. Let's check. He's at plus bikini points, 28. And he goes for the monastery. The city right now is at 10, 11, 12, maybe plus a shield. 26. Yeah, outscoring works.
Did Lord Trooper just unintentionally limit himself by putting the extender there? Because now he only has one out, whereby previously he has two.
Yeah, but also he took away all the killing pieces from yellow, which they might not use. Well, why not take this? Yeah, and Alexi is with you. Don't defend the city, go for compensation. Yellow does, and I'm all for it. It makes for a more interesting game. If yellow would have just tried to add some city piece from the bottom here to prevent the connection, blue could have still taken something over here, maybe. And yellow might have needed to invest a meeple there. So this here looks interesting, more interesting. Oh, yellow got the remaining crossroad. One blue meeple is dead. The other one got away unscathed, but lost a lot of time waiting for this dagger, and there is just one move for LT now. That should be this one. But at 37, am I right there? 37? It might even have to take the cap and YOLO it. Let's see. He decides to use the save option. Well, if he gets the city and ties the field, why not? But there's only one way into the field, and there is no way into the field anymore. Unless you go here and then convert really hard with multiple meeples. So great move by Kithara. That's master level play right there.
Maybe slightly imprecise also with a curved road there. Given that there's only one starting tile left, and the splitter tile and also a dagger tile. But we can see it, that's the thing, right?
Yeah, we can see it, but LT has more than 7 minutes on the clock for 6 moves. I mean, come on. At some point in the game, you might have to count, but I think after this move, he knows. There won't be coming any silver bullet for him. Give me a Star Wars analogy that works, please. The Force isn't with him today. And yeah, Kithara takes away. Oh, well, damn it. Did I say there was no easy way into this field? How blank can one man be?
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
That works. That works.
That works. Only one killing option.
Yeah. And a lot of joining options.
Yeah. And this here would then be with 50-50.
50-50-50.
37. Yeah, I mean, if yellow gets this, it's game over anyway, so we don't have to care anymore. Yeah, feels like blue still needs a lot to work for them. And this here, by the way, isn't dead either. Yeah. Starting tile dagger combo. Hey. But yellow connects the third farmer. What a bummer. So, anything to lose? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like Alexi is a few seconds behind now, or the stream is lagging. Alexi, answer real quick. How many fingers?
I think there is a lag. I think there is a lag to the stream.
Right? Why is there? There shouldn't be.
A slight lag, I think. Maybe a few seconds.
Okay. Well, if it's a lag, it's a lag. He didn't see fingers. At least it's the reaction. Let's count. But he heard me. That works out the same, and then the lag should be roughly 10-15 seconds. Okay. Yeah, well, we talked about this possible invasion. It's gone anyway. So 1 connection for blue.
Goes for that.
Second connection is that, and this game will go to Kithara. And at 42 points, I think even closing this city and tying the field would not have been enough, but we could count afterwards if someone
I
would
don't think there's
want.
even enough tiles, right? Even if he finds an invasion platform for the farm, there's just not enough time left.
Yeah, Alexi's right about the delay. There is always a delay, but it should be not in the double-digit seconds, 3-4 seconds maybe. At least usually the reactions from the chat is rather quick. Yeah. I mean, what does Alexis say? Leo did play the second one with a lot of heart. That's right.
A lot of heart, not enough
Yeah.
force.
Lionel, I mean, if he's a lion, then he definitely should have a heart. In the end, Japanese precision takes down the trooper here.
Didn't even
Gets
meeple
this
anything the last
one,
time.
which at least makes it easier to check in the end. So we have 21 points on the field. So even this connection wouldn't have been enough.
Yeah.
Because not just this here, but also opportunity cost. If yellow doesn't get the straight, they get something else. Yeah, definitely. Good games here.
I mean, if let's say blue was able to complete the invasion of the field, then and also get the triple city, then the one curve on the top left, that would have been the one which how to say? Because blue did get the starting tile, right? So yellow city on the top would not have happened.
Yep.
And that might have made things a lot closer.
It
right?
sure would have. I mean, 7 points right there for the city, 6 for the field. All the difference you'd need. Also, if this gets closed earlier, let's say with 10 tiles remaining, blue gets 2 meeples back and might be able to invest them wisely, for example, in a 3-point road while connecting. Or this road was taken by yellow with the straight, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, then maybe in the ruin, or maybe if tiles were still there, if they had connected with something else on the left side or from here, from there, attack the field again for another healthy 21 points for the win. So there were chances, slim chances, but they were present. Hinging on this horse, though, at least I think. I don't see another way for blue to come back here. I mean, annoying that yellow got the crossroad as well. But after all, saving this city and going for the road, to me at least, looks like the right choice. And just question to Alexi, would you have used this orientation to even create a bigger field, or possibly create a bigger field with this loop here? Like the suggestion by Kaika, meepling this field upon completion, then hoping to draw the dagger just to create more volatility and bring yours truly closer to a 30-point field here. I mean, in this case, we would have been at 9 cities. That's close. Okay. The goat agrees with me. Thank you very much. So this one here, and that's the only reason we didn't get to a 30-point field. So I think my prediction wasn't that far off after all. Tongue in cheek, of course, as always.
Almost
yeah,
there. Almost there.
and the 4 points, and he's spot on. The 4 points from the loot. It wasn't loot here. It was a loop. From the loop would have helped as well. And well, I mean, Kithara wouldn't go here. Never. One should never say never with Kithara though, but not when there's a blue farmer already on this field threatening to connect. Of course, there would have been a limitation happening, and that was the most likeliest outcome, but still, I think more volatility when you're down by 20, 30-ish. Always. And of course, the Road Monastery was annoying in Yellow's hands, that's for sure. It's an 18-point swing right there. Yeah, just the Road Monastery and the field connection, or more timely closing of the city. And we would be talking about a third game here, but we aren't. And therefore, I think after 3.5 hours, we will stop in a few seconds, minutes. So let's try to wrap things. Oh, I can't click on the main page now.
Yeah, don't spoil yourself.
I would spoil myself, but then I have to do it audio. So tomorrow we have James 81, Papita Chaucha at 11 UTC, Loose Goose Matej 11 at 12 UTC, Stephen Chang, Taiwan, RoeyCh at 12:30 UTC, Dr. Tsai Han versus Terran PL at 13 UTC, Penguin EM versus IMD5 at 14 UTC. So 5 games. I'm not sure about Alexis and Otto's plans for now, but there are a lot of overlaps there, so it might be possible that I would cover 1 or 2 matches as well. We'll see. In the evening, there's MTU versus Pritchie. Someone will cover that for sure. I definitely would. And later at 20 UTC, Vineria, David 44, and even at 22 UTC, Lord Terrycloth, Tomaszek. So very interesting games from the get-go until midnight my time. This looks to be or become an interesting Sunday, quite hopefully. So, but we could... No, there would be spoilers in the brackets as well, but I have the brackets open and they won't get updated if I don't refresh. So I can take away the filters and expand them all, I think, and just look for our protagonists. So Jose marches on to the upper final. Will or might be watching tomorrow's game then, even if it's a tad late European time. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Are you laughing with me or?
I'm laughing at the situation. I'm not laughing at you. Okay.
Oh, that's kind of you. That's very kind of you. Now it's refreshed and I would spoil myself. Okay, then I don't. I refrain from lathering on here. Do you have anything to say, Aika?
Nothing in particular. I hope you all enjoy the games tonight. I thought it was quite a few interesting games. Specifically, I think Helga's game was very interesting, especially the second one.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the force is definitely not with the trooper, the Lord.
Yeah.
So
That's for sure. We'd see if a force was transferred to Kithara and if this is enough force to secure the lower rounds and win a ticket. I definitely would love for Kithara to make it into the Champions League main stage, as I really enjoy these games. Okay, then I think we call it a stream. Let's wrap this thing here up. I see you folks. Enjoy the streams tonight. I will do something else and see you tomorrow or on another day. Thanks again to Kaika for being on here. I know it's very late at his place. Is it midnight or past midnight? I can't remember.
No.
Let me think a second. It's half an hour before midnight, right?
Exactly.
Okay, then you still have a few minutes. Sleep well. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.